Hello my friends, Dave FX Hunter here with Forex market preview for the following week, which is gonna start Monday 8th July till Friday 12th. Okay, so let's start with the news first, then we check the many charts today because for some reason, I mean not for some, it's probably because of the 4th July, which was the Independence Day in the US. So maybe for that reason there was not data release for the CFTC report. So I don't have updated my Excel as usually every weekend I do. But we still can look what's happening and we can examine what's going on the markets. So next week is going to be mainly about the US dollar and the Canadian dollar. There as well gonna be the news from the England, and that's it. So we will have a GDP from the England starting Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday will be very volatile, probably for a whole day. We will see. And Thursday, Friday will be mainly about the USD. So what I am expecting when seeing this is that we have a mainly Canadian dollar and the US dollar. I think that we will still could possibly see the drop in the US dollar, and the reason is mainly this. So if we are looking to the dollar index, we can see that we having this break of this weekly trend line and this retest. On the daily chart, we already have the downtrend established because we have created new lower low, and now we are retesting this supply zone. So probably what I expect is that I like this demand zone, which is nested in this weekly demand zone, and I think we will see the tests because yes, we had the positive data for the US dollar on the NFP, so that's probably why it fired up, but it was probably used for the closing the longs positions on here, and probably the price will start to drop much lower as well. Just quickly if we check it in my Excel sheet, we could see that the banks are basically what they are doing. We can see that they pretty a lot reduce the longs positions. Right now they are just around the 34 and 34k, and it's much below the average, and shorts are as well much below the average. So they actually not adding new shorts, but they closing the longs, and I think that this drop is very possible. It's now we must look just to technicals because I don't have the data yet, and it will be probably in the next week on the beginning. I think the website will be updated, so I will check that. But for now, I think this drop could happen as well. It's confirmed for me by the others pairs. If we look, we can see that the gold is of course going up. We have the long-term uptrends established as well. Now what do I expect here is that I think that we will see some short-term correction because what's actually happening here, we've been almost 2 weeks in this range, so probably there was some profit taking, and I think we will see the drop lower back into this demand zone from where we should go up. So right now, of course, it's possible to take a short trade. I am taking the short with the small position. It's like a 1-to-1, and let's see if it will work. But with small position, and here I will be looking to buy properly with the target to the 1500. Very possible. It will not, of course, happen in a couple days, but right now this short is possible with small position because it is against the it's a counter trend trade. And of course on the daily we are already getting the break, but still didn't create a new lower low, so it's a bit risky trade, but it's possible to take it. Next one is Aussie. Aussie, we actually have a short, but I decided that after the market open, I will close the trade because what do we have? We entered somewhere around here on this breakdown, but we have this mm, trend line broken, and I think we will possibly see the visiting market visiting these weekly zones. So possibly, I think we could go up because there was a bit profit taking of the shorts on these shorts, and I think we are getting into the stage where the markets, long term, I'm expecting it to go down, but I think here would be much better position for the banks to enter the trade. So for now, I will close the short and I will be looking for the enter the long. Here is the euro. I'm still bearish with the euro, of course, in long term and with the fundamentals as well. But here is the thing: we have the break of the trend line and retest into the demand zone. So I cannot just ignore this, and I think that we will visit at least this zone around 1115. And on the daily, here is already established uptrend. Two zones are removed. Next one is tested. We have the short, and I will close this trade, and we'll be looking to probably enter the long because we are flipping the above this demand zone. I think that this one, this how the euro is it's actually almost not moving at all. This is like a one big range, and what's happening actually as again as well on the euro is that the banks are more focused to the adding the long positions than the shorts. You can see that they reduced their shorts, they are much below the average, and longs are 157, which is 10k more than the average. So I think we will see that let it move up definitely before the big downtrend unfold. This is the Kiwi, very similar situation. We have already uptrend on the daily, and as well we have the trade. This is a good one. So I will close this trade, and I will expect the price move higher, maybe up into this zone. Let's see. But for now, I don't believe that the dollar will be developing the big trends yet. This is the pound. Pound is in this monthly as well and the weekly demand zones where is doing this range. So what I'm actually waiting for is for the break of this 4 hour trend line, which will create a new zone and then move up, which is very possible that this is going to happen. If the dollar will not be strong, the pound could be stronger, and it could actually happen on the Wednesday when we have this news. This is the dollar yen. We have a downtrend weekly and monthly, and the daily shifted to the uptrend because we have already, I mean, it's not uptrend yet, we are still in the range. For the uptrend we will need to price move here to create this new higher high, then I will be able to draw this trend line. However, it's most likely that it's gonna happen because I think the price could come into this weekly supply zone, which is somewhere here. There I will start to look for shorts. So how it's gonna happen, how it's gonna be played, of course it could move strongly like this, but I don't think it's very possible. I think we will see something like move up here, which will take out the stop losses of the people who was shorting here, and then here the breakout traders will enter. So then the price might could go down and then up again here. So what I will be looking for, of course, right now to buy, where would I put stop loss here? So it's not a very good ratio. So if the price drop down again, then I will start to look for the longs, or if it comes first up, then I will start to look for shorts from this weekly. So yes, counter trend trades are possible, but always use the smaller position than usually, because we have full force from the weekly, and monthly that is down. So we never know when the price start to reverse and continue the trends again. This is the franc. I am not so bullish on the franc as I was before. And so what is happening here? We have the break of this monthly trend line. We have break of this weekly trend. Daily is in the downtrend. And right now, if the price retrace into this weekly, I think we still could see this drop down because this weekly demand zone still was not contacted yet. And I think that if the dollar will develop in the future, the uptrend, I think we will see it happening from here. So the short could be nice with the targets down here. Because as well the people who took longs here, they here is stop losses and here will be stop losses as well, so that would be perfect for how the banks creating the liquidity while the price drop down and even lower. So these people who have these long contracts will sell them here into the banks, and that's what they want to do. Next one is USD CAT. USD CAT, very similar situation, and this is why I don't believe the dollar will be strong yet, because we can see this big bearish engulfing candle breaking through this trend line after hitting this supply zone on the weekly again, and we can see this drop, and right now we are sitting in this demand zone. So there is a possibility that you can see this demand zone has already been filled here on the daily, so there is some possibility that we will might see some retracement into this zone, and then might the bigger drop even. But that's what we're gonna see in the next week. But what is as well the possible, as we have a lot of this cat news, this could be dropping lower. The orders in these demand zone could be filled up, and then we could see possibly move higher. That's all the questions, and we need to see for the more hints to build our scenario. So what I will wait first is the break of this trend line, and then I will go long. Going shorts right now, it's too soon. If we retrace into the supply zone, I would be very happy to take a short. But right now, in this moment, for the long, I need to see a break. For the short, I want to be higher first. Okay, the next one will be USD SEK, as well beautiful pair to trade. Swedish crown is very connected into the oil as well. It's very similar like a cat. So as well, again, like on the other dollar pairs, we are seeing the break through the trends. Here is the break through the weekly trend, retest daily already established downtrend. So here possible nice zones to take a short, and I will take this short definitely. Next one is US dollar Norwegian crown, break on the monthly. Here is the weekly uptrend, but after this break the price was ranging, and now we are getting this more stronger bearish candles. You can see how it's dropping, and on the weekly, on the daily, if the price retrace into this supply zone around 87, then the possible short lower would works nicely. This is the US dollar Mexican peso. Here it's very difficult right now to say what's gonna happen, because we had this weekly downtrend which was the broken, then the price immediately dropped down into the weekly demand zone, where is right now establishing somehow doing some accumulation or whatever it could be. But if we check it on the daily, I still like the chance of the filling up and using this liquidity by the bank. So I would like to see the price drop into this demand zone, which will be good chance for the bank use all this liquidity, and from here the trend could possibly develop up, which I think is very likely and higher chance to happen, because if we will have still weaker dollar, we could see this drop down. let's see. Next one is okay, this is US dollar Chilean peso. Actually, I don't trade this market, but I like to examine what is going on the most of the dollar pairs to see what is going on. And we have a monthly and weekly uptrends, and the daily is the downtrend, which right now is breaking through. If this trend line will be broken, then we could possibly still move up, because this trend line will be helps, and this one as well. So this would be nice long after the break of this trend line. Next one is US dollar Danish crown, which is it's a good pair to trade, but you must to trade it when the dollar is strong, because this currency is actually in the regime which is pegged to the euro. So it's basically same as the euro USD, only it's inversed. So if this break is happening, if you look to the euro chart, this is basically same what we having on the euro. But what is great on this pair is that the swap is pretty big. So if you go long here, the swap is around $75 per lot holding overnight. So it's pretty good if this pair you want to trade along, because on the euro it's short, and there is a interest rates swap around $7. So but this is actually same as you trading the euro, only if you going long on this one, the euro is short, and the opposite. However, this is very interesting, having these good swaps. So but right now it's looks for the short as the euro looks for the longs, but I would not take it on this one, because of course the swaps are much bigger, so the euro long is better than this one. US dollar, Singapore dollar. So what do we have? We have the price. We had the price ranging here, then moved up, and then we had this break of this trend line, and price is retracing into the zone. What I expect is breakdown below this zone, because what we see, mostly the traders can see this. Okay, that could be a strong support. So if in the future the dollar will want to develop the strong trend, this liquidity below will works perfectly as to build up nice positions. So right now on the daily we have downtrend confirmed, and this zone which is nested in this weekly zone perfectly could work for the short, with the target on this lower zone. All right, next one will be USD CZK Czech crown. Okay, so here break of the monthly trend line, break of the weekly trend line, daily is in the downtrend. Again, nice short, easy. Now it's a very simple price action on the markets. It's a very good, and I think the next week will be very good to make some money. This is the euro CHF. On the weekly we have in the downtrend, and monthly is broken trend, and we are dropping down. I expect and I like to trade from this supply zone, because if you look, the price is going down, so we have a drop, then we have this accumulation drop, and again, so right now this market dynamics, it's not showing how that it could develop some big correction, and I think that it will be something like this, and then from this zone we could move higher, but first it's gonna happen like this, and then, because if we of course want to see the price move up, the market makers would not move it like this, but they would do it like this, and then they of course mostly move it and then stop hunt before it's going. So this market dynamics says that this could possibly happen. Next one is euro pound. Euro pound, I was still believing that it's gonna drop, and I think it's gonna happen, but I'm changing my way. I'm gonna trade it. I used to wanted to do it with the sell stop here, but I'm not gonna do that. What I'm gonna wait is the break of the daily trend line and then retest. And if it breaks, I will open one small position and will waiting for the full position on the retest, because if the euro comes strong, if the dollar come weak and euro comes strong, I don't know if the pound will be stronger so much, so this could drop. Of course, this looks like a really overextended trend, because we can see that it's almost 3 months in this, you know. But does it means that it must drop? Of course, it doesn't mean nothing. Nothing is guaranteed that nothing's have to happen. We could might see, possible, still possible move up. So who knows? Right now, only thing what we can control is a risk. So some, if we have like a small risk, like one against at least three, then it's possible to do it in the long term and be profitable. Next one is euro yen. Euro yen again, it's like all these yen pairs, we have this overextended trends. So what I expect right now is some corrective move, because the banks are not buying the yen so much. In the long term, I think it's gonna be dropping, but I want to see first the retracement into this weekly zone, which is above here, where we have this nice liquidity zone created by the bank. So what's possibly could happen here is that if we check it, for example, on the daily, on the 4 hours chart, we must see what is going on here. So we had actually this trend down, and here is a 4 hour demand zone created. So from here we might could see the move higher, and from there we could look for the shorts, but it's a question of a couple weeks till the price comes here. Until then, we can trade only the counter trend longs on the euro yen. However, I would not do that with any big positions, so with some small positions after this, and some developments, break, 1 2 3. Of course, we must use the price action and not just the blindly jump it into here, because still could happen that the price will go down here. We need to wait for the confirmations. Right now what I'm giving is the options, and I say that I would like to short here, but it's possible to take longs as well, but it's lower odds, so we must use smaller positions. Next one is Euro Aussie. It's hard to say what's gonna happen with this one. We can see the break of the daily trend, and if the price retrace down, if the price retrace, then possibly we could see some bigger drop. But I don't know. I see that if it's still the uptrend on the weekly and daily, so um, not this is not interesting chart for me at the moment. Kiwi cat, this one is all in the downtrends, and I think we will still see the future drop. I was waiting with the sell limit down here. However, it didn't come up there, so I'm not in the trade. And right now we are in this weekly demand zone, so anything can happen here. This could be some big accumulation, and then the drop higher. So after this, here will be created new low. I will must then update the trend line. So the trend line will be then like this, and then if the price start to accumulate, we will easily get the break. But at this moment the trend line is still like this, because we don't have the new low created. So I must put alarm, and if it breaks, then I will update it, and it of course will change a bit my look to the chart. So currently, and as well, if you look here on the monthly, we have this trend monthly supply zone, which created this big bullish impulse. So some reaction in here, around here. Very possible something could happen here. Very possible. Next one is Kiwi Frank, and this one is I'm actually in a trade already. I entered, I think, a bit early. However, it looks good right now. So what is going on here? Monthly downtrend, weekly downtrend. It came back into this supply zone, which absorbed this demand zone with this strong bearish engulfing. Okay, what should be even better is that we don't see this spike here, that we have like a price nice consolidated away, and then the retracement. So it's not giving this higher odds as I like to trade, and I somehow missed it. So I made a bit small mistake, which is a part of the game, and we sometimes, of course, we have the strategy, we have everything, but as well we do the mistakes. This is normal. I mean, so currently I'm in a trade. I entered here. It almost hit my stop loss, which was protected by the whole number. So I put the stop loss, of course, always behind the whole number. And price is already right now breaking through the 4 hour trend line. So let's see if it develops the down, and will continue at least into this demand zone, or even the lower into this weekly zone. So what was the mistake here is basically that this is almost overextended trend, and looking for a continuation down here is, the lower odds. However, I of course wanted to short here, but I never get the retracement. This is what's happened. So let's see if the price drops down here. That would be the nice look for the break, and then trend up, because the zone is already touched. And if it when it comes up here, and then we will have a trend line like this, and we will getting some break, it would be nice again to short it down. So let's see, we still must play this game with this probability game, and this is the KVN. We have a weekly, monthly downtrends, and I am still expecting the price to come into this zone. So what is going on right now on the daily? We have this break of the trend line, and I think in this week we will see might drop lower, and then the price going up here. And then what's gonna be happening here? So we're gonna have a trend line, we're gonna do this, and then maybe some price action here, and the break of this trend line, which will continue like this, and then we can go lower. So yes, it's possible to take a long if it drops somewhere below down here. It's so it must drop somewhere where you have like a lower chance to get the stop loss. So like this, we will have this risk against this profit target, then it's good. But taking a trade here, where you put stop loss down here, if it comes down here, all this will be your loss. It would be stupid. You can't do this. Like, I mean, of course, sometimes it's we have to take a risk, open a trade here, but I can guarantee you that if you will be doing this for the long term, you will not be profitable. You must be looking for the higher odds trades. Aussie Franc, okay, I'm short here because monthly, weekly downtrends, daily, yes, we have the break of this trend line, and we are moving up, but where we come is here. We came into this supply zone, which has this strong bearish candles down, then one candle waiting here without the touching, and retracement. So right now I think we will see this drop down, very possibly. Next one is Aussie Yen as well, like other yen pairs, expecting correction to the weekly. So right now in here, possible to take a long trade. I will be looking for these long trades, because Of course, it's the best thing to trade with the trends if we have them down, but this is most likely gonna happen. You know, there is a big chance to do it. So with the 1/2 position sizes, then usually taking these counter trend trades, very possible, and it could work. So next week I'm really looking forward. This is the Aussie cat, and this one is it says again it's a very strong trend. However, I think it's a little bit late to join the party, because what is going on here, if you look on the monthly, it it's dropping down, but we are almost in these demand zone as well on the weekly and the daily. It's like it's almost there. I mean, you know, taking a trade right now just to break this, uh, how far is that even? I don't know. I mean, how far this could be, you know, for 50 pips. So I think that for the 50 pips to the support, when you put a stop loss behind here, I think it would not be very clever to take this trade. So what I suggest more to do, and what I will be looking to do, is that actually if the price so what's gonna happen, if the price is gonna break down here, I will adjust my downtrend line, which will be like this. Then we will probably see this break as well. It will be here on this weekly, and we will be on the weekly, monthly demand, weekly demand. There is as well the daily demand which will be created, and then possibly we could see this move up here, which is nice. I mean, much better than getting this short. So a lot of new possibilities created on the markets. So this is a CADN. CADN is a monthly, weekly downtrends, and here actually already happened what I was expecting. So the price already after a couple of weeks retraced into this weekly supply zone, which created this big drop, and there is as well this weekly trend line. And what is happening here on the daily, so we have the uptrend established and we are in this zone. So if on the 4 hours chart as well we start to getting the break, we will possibly see this move down. So here is actually the same like other yen pairs, only this one is already here. But if we look to the USD Canadian dollar, if we remember, the price is in the demand zone. So from there it could start move up USD CAD, which means that the cat will be weak. So this is possible. Let's see. I'm actually already in the trade, and I'm just expecting it to start to drop. So let's see if this is gonna happen. Next one is a franc yen. Franc yen is as well like the yen pairs. I had this supply zone, which actually was already tested here, and I didn't take this trade because I didn't had it drawn properly at that time. Then I fixed that so now it looks like I should be in the trade, but I made the mistake again, as I said, that sometimes we do mistakes. So what do we have here on the 4 hours chart? We can see, okay, we don't have a 4 hours chart right now, so let's check it like this. Sorry, this is the monthly, but here on this 4 hour chart we can see this break. So if the price makes some retracement around here into this zone, then we could take a trade here. Next one is a cat franc. Cat franc looks interesting because we have the break of these weekly and as well of this monthly downtrends, which happened in the last week. This strong bullish move up. So if the price retrace, I would be glad to take longs, because let me show you like this, because if it retrace, all these supply zones above was tested. So I think these zones these zones. Will be easily visited. So what I am looking for is for some retracement, and then look on the CAD franc. Next one is a Singapore dollar, Japanese yen. Okay, this one will most likely go up. We have already this price action establishing here. This zone is tested. So if we break, I will be looking up to trade it up, and I think that we possibly could get retracement into this up here, all the way up here. Very possible. So what I'm looking for right now, how to do it, how to trade it. So we had this break, we have this retest, then price is moving up. So how to do it right now, if we check, we must go lower time frames. So what we have here, we have still okay. So for me would be interested to take a trade on the retest of this, because below here of course will be the stop losses, so the price could do just like, you know. Okay, so this is it. So we are back into the Bitcoin. This is the one which I'm as well trading. I hold a couple Bitcoins already from somewhere around 4K. Here is where I was entering on my Binance account. I'm holding it, and of course I don't like that the price is dropping right now, because it was around 14K and it dropped down. But what do I expect is the drop even lower. So around 8,000 it will be perfect to buy, and from there I expect big bullish trend coming in next even the years. Okay guys, so this is everything from me. I want to invite you as well into my website, where I describe it right now perfectly in these type of example signals, where I have described what you can get in my signals membership. So here is everything, how I post the trades, how I explain the trades, what is the trade list, how you can get it, what is my CFTC data format, what you can use. Here is the two types of the membership. I decided to make it like this. So for first 3 months you can test it just for the $60, which is like $20 monthly for the test. For the next following months is just for the $35 per month, which is still, I think, pretty good, because if you then will see my live results, you can easily cover this. But there is a one even better option and offer. If you buy the yearly membership, you can get it just for $200 for 12 months, which saves you like $120, which is perfect. Here's as well describe it, how I send the signals. You can join my channel if you click here. What is accuracy, what is the trades, and blah blah blah, everything. So as well, here is something about me, where I've described how I started with the Forex, what I did, where I worked in the broker, and the things. Here as well you can see my last Forex market preview. You can just click on it, and it will play like that. So here you can watch my past preview, past Forex market previews, and you can just see all of them in here and see how it works and how it's done and blah blah blah. If you click here, here you can join my Telegram channel. So simply by joining FX Hunters, you can select your membership and join me and other almost 200 traders. And let's check the live results. I mean, this is what everyone is interested. So this is my live results right now, and as you can see, it's it's of course the real account. You can see the history is for 361 days, so it means it's almost 1 year. My starting capital was 5K and the close profit is 28K right now at this moment. If we look what is the monthly return table. You can see, of course, there is some losing months, but the important is that the losing is never more than 10%. Like you can see 9% minus 0.2 minus 1, and the most profitable months are like 110%, 132, you know, sometimes 16.8, but this is just like a normal. So in the average, it's like 16% per month, which I think is really good, with a maximum peak drawdown in the year which was 21%. It's I think it's a very good, because if you look at it in this way, so basically what I have achieved is that my total return was 561%. Monthly return average is 16%. Of course, I don't have every month 16%. You can see that I have like 16, 0.98, minus 9, 14, 8, 110%, 113. It of course would be very easy life if you make every month 16%, then 16, then 16, you know, but this is not how the Forex works. There is some difficult times, and there is a times when your strategy doesn't work, and when there is a times as well where you get good trades, when you catch proper trend and you make huge money. So even with okay, if you look to the trade win ratio, it's only 44%. So I have slightly less winners than the losers. Actually, I have slightly more losers than the winners. But the thing is that even if you win around the 50% trades, and you still trade with the 3 to 1, it means that if I risk this much to win this much, this is my loss, this is my profit, then I could be even less than 50% profitable, and I am still winning in the whole year. I mean, this is pretty good. So in this year, I basically made how much is it? $28,449. So it was like around 230, 2030, 300 monthly from the 5K deposit, which I think is it's pretty very good. I mean, it's very good. I must say that this was maybe the best year ever. So yeah, so go to my webpage. You can go through this as well. What you have here is information about the expert advisors, which I am working on now. Right now, I must update it all. And what as well you can get here is the trading view link. So if you just click here to this trading view, it will takes you to my trading view where I share most of my charts and my trading plans. There is not everything as in the paid group, but of course here is a lot of interesting stuff. Okay, and this is everything from me, my friends. I wish you have a great weekend. Join my channel and expect me to update this CFTC report soon as it's released. Okay.